We're up. We're up. We're not up. You can hear. It's not on.
Hold on. Try it again.
Testing. Okay, great. Well, welcome everyone. Sorry I had to slam that gavel. Voice travel, just trying to get a hold of some attention here. But we're going to start in about 30 seconds. Are we up over there completely? See it? Okay. And welcome everybody to the Town Council meeting. Today is a combined session, May 20th, which should start at 6 p.m. Some members aren't here. We can start. We just need a quorum of 4 people to start a meeting, 4 people to pass a budget. So, and today we're introducing the budget. So you'll have a second swing at the plate of coming here, just for those who are here for the first time. We welcome that. I'm just going to move to the Pledge of Allegiance right now. So please all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
5. Sorry. Madam Clerk, roll call.
Councilmember Brescher.
Here.
Councilmember Coyle.
Here.
Councilmember Dima. Here. Councilmember Kentos.
Here.
Councilmember Patel.
Here.
Councilmember Batile.
Here.
Councilmember Shmuel.
Adequate notice?
Adequate notice of this meeting as required by the Open Public Meeting Act of 1975 has been provided by the annual notice sent to the Home News Tribune, Star Ledger, and Desi Talk on November 17th, 2025, and posted in Main Lobby Municipal Complex on that same date.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Good evening, everyone. For those who are attending for the first time, welcome. You may follow along the agenda provided in the back table. You will have 4 minutes to speak on public comment and on 4 minutes on resolutions and oral petition remarks at that portion of the agenda. If you're watching from TV at home, please visit our edisonnj.gov, click on departments, then council, then select council agenda, so then you can follow along the meeting. If you have any further questions, you can email Joe Coyle at edisonnj.gov. Just for tonight, for those who are here, we are introducing the agenda today. Some people are here for the budget agenda being introduced, and that's great. Understand you will have many swings at the plate in discussion here tonight. It's just an introduction. Going through this actual agenda, we'll have public comments on resolutions. That's not part of the open comment. You'll have to wait a few more minutes for the open public comment, which you'll see. If you want to speak on the resolutions, you can talk on any resolution you want. A lot of them are just bill pays. It's real simple. You'll see them on there. If you need this, let us know. They are on the back table. You can follow along. I do thank you all for coming. Welcome Public Safety and our members from Fire and Police. And we have sports and youth leagues here. Important stuff in Edison on our budget. So thank you for coming. We can do the resolution. Okay. Clerk, read resolution.
Whereas emergency medical services is a valid public service, and the members of emergency medical service teams are ready to provide life-saving care to those in need 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Whereas access to quality emergency care dramatically improves the survival and recovery rate of those who experience sudden injury, illness, or injury. Emergency medical services fill health care gaps by providing important out-of-hospital care, including preventative medication, follow-up care, and access to telemeds. Whereas the emergency medical service system consists of first responders, emergency medical technicians, paramedics, emergency medical dispatchers, firefighters, police officers, educators, administrators, pre-hospital nurses, emergency nurses, emergency physicians, trained member of the public, and other out-of-hospital medical care providers. And whereas the members of emergency teams, whether the career or volunteer, engage in thousands of hours of specialized training and continuing education to enhance their life-saving skills. And whereas HMH, JFK, EMS, Edison Division of Fire, of Middlesex County, and Edison Emergency Medical Service have shown dedication and execution of these services. And whereas it's appropriate to recognize the value and the accomplishments of emergency medical services provided by designating the emergency Medical Service Week now. Now therefore be resolved by the Municipal Council, do hereby proclaim the week of May 18th through the 24th as Emergency Medical Services Week.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. We do have to open this resolution to the public if anyone make comment. This is a resolution, as you have heard, recognizing this day. Seeing none, could I have a motion to close the public portion?
Motion to close.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Could I have a motion to adopt?
Motion to adopt.
Second?
Second.
Any council comments?
Council President?
Yes.
I just want to say that tonight we proudly recognize our EMS for their unwavering dedication, compassion, and service to our community. Their commitment to helping others in moments of need does not go unnoticed, and we are grateful for the care, professionalism, and sacrifices that they make each and every day, and thank you for everything that you do.
Sure. Thank you, Councilwoman. Any other members?
Council President,
Yes.
I consider EMS as a big family of Edison Township, and you always serve without keeping any expectations. You are a great asset to this township and the residents of this township. And again, it's not just a recognition for 1 week. You should be recognized all along, every single day, because you take that time and serve the public. Again, thank you. Thank you for your service to this town.
And the council members?
Council President,
Yes.
I just want to echo my colleagues and thank the EMS for all the work that you guys do. First responders always on the scene. And if you look around this room, look at the support that you have of all the people that came out to recognize you. So thank you very much for everything you do for our community and for Edison Township.
Thank you, Councilman. Any other council members?
Council President,
Yes, sir.
we sit up here and I guess, and we make speeches. But the truth of the matter is, until one of us puts a call out, we really don't appreciate what that means. Like I can tell you myself, there are services, our emergency services that I've used. And when you're at that point in your life, you do really appreciate it. So to everybody that's out there, to be honest with you, you may feel at times that people don't appreciate you. At some point in their life, they are going to. And that goes for fire, police, EMS. It's everybody that the public counts on, okay? So I'd just like to say thank you to all of you. So I know we're doing this for the EMS here, but it's really the entire group. That would be it. Thank you, Council
Thank you,
President.
Kelly. Just brief comments. First, I echo my comments of my councilwoman, Kelly Dima. She lives in this day. Her husband's a firefighter. I was an EMT on Squad 1 many years ago. I had a lot more hair. Some people may remember me then. But I tip my hat to the hard work you do and your families for your support and the hours you're gone away from home to all of our EMS, EMTs, paramedics, and everybody in public safety, our firefighters, and also our police, our public safety, and what you do every day, going out there, and our friends and family of all the support we have. I truly am honored to live in Edison, and what makes Edison is great public safety. So, and I know our colleagues will look at that as we pass this budget, how important it is. So you couldn't be at a better time to celebrate this resolution. Thank you. We're going to, can we have, I'm sorry, roll call?
Councilmember Brescher.
Yes.
Councilmember Dima.
Yes.
Councilmember Kentos.
Yes.
Councilmember Patel.
Yes.
Councilmember Patil.
Yes.
Councilmember Shmuel.
Yes.
Council President Coyle.
Yes. And just before, we're going to have the Chief tell say a few words and present the resolution.
Yes, me and Chief Bryan are here. I want to thank all the first responders for coming out, whether you're police, fire, EMS, dispatch. But it's EMS Appreciation Week, and we not only have Edison Fire, who they're not EMT trained, they're all EMR certified. So I think we have on-duty personnel, if you can come up. Edison Volunteer EMS, if you can come up. Hatsola, Middlesex County, if you could come up. And who am I missing? I got Hackensack Meridian. There should be 4 of you. Everybody come up for a picture and receive the resolution.
Okay. Kelly, would you come down as well and join other council members? We'll take one big photo. Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Thanks. My boys, Ed has crouch a little bit.
Good, we're good? You saying a few words?
Well, I was gonna, but
Okay, you do.
this is American Idol, yes, okay. All right, the fire chief, I just want to echo his comments on everybody. Handed me the microphone, but I couldn't have said it any better than the council members and the fire chief. Want to thank everybody for everything that they do, the selfless job that they perform, and the vital job that they all perform. So thank you all.
Wait for a photo. We're just gonna... If you want to take a photo, do it now. Guys, only 30 seconds. Everybody's excited to have this photo.
Hold on, let me clean my camera. All right, 1, 2. All right, I took a bunch.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thanks, Kelly. What do you say anything? No? You guys are good? We're good? All right. You want to say something?
Yeah, you
Go
can,
ahead.
sure can. Sorry.
We're on here.
We're on.
Hi, good evening, everybody. My name is Rocco. I am the operations manager at JFK EMS. On behalf of Hackensack Meridian Health and JFK Emergency Medical Services, just want to thank you, Township Committee, for recognizing our dedicated team. It's an honor to care for your community for the past 13 years, and we're sincerely appreciative of the partnership. Thank you so much, and happy EMS Week.
Tell her here also.
Looks that way.
Okay, great. Good enough?
Tell you
Good?
what, I like hot,
What's up?
but it was hot.
No, this.
Like when I can't go the whole day.
That would be a great time for everybody to leave.
Went to the boat, put stuff
It's a monsoon out there.
I'm like, I gotta take a shower now.
I should have been tipped off. Then I would have ate something. If I knew we didn't have a roll.
What? What?
Where are we in this?
Joe, you should make the announcement that if anybody wants to bail out because they're done with the EMS week thing, they can.
Yeah, okay. Sure. We're going to
Yeah, it's probably gonna be EMS.
No problem. I thought so
You
too.
did? It is 4.
We're on 6.
Oh, what, these? These from them.
Well, you know why?
Okay, we're moving back on the agenda. First, I just want to share with you, right now, we're going through the work session of the agenda, so there won't be any votes. This is an opportunity for members of the council to question the administration. Some questions have been answered already. Rich sends some questions, Asaf sends questions out, Ajay Patil sends them out, Kelly. And so you may not hear a lot of questions, but we're going through it. We're not voting right now. Then we'll switch to the actual meeting. So moving forward to 6, proposed ordinance. Any questions or comments? 02802026. Hearing none. Moving to the next ordinance, 02812026. Ordinance to exceed the municipal budget appropriations limit to be established in the cap bank. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, moving forward, we're adding this to the agenda. Members of the council should have received this. This ordinance 0228220 2026, an ordinance to authorize the Township of Edison to lease the premises located at 922 Amboy Avenue in Edison for the municipal government purposes and authorize execution of a lease agreement associated therewith. Any questions or comments?
Council President, just a question through Council President to Sonia. Is this the year-over-year? Is the same location that we are renewing the lease, or it's a different location?
Yes, it's the same location.
Perfect, thank you.
Moving forward to 7, Administrative Agenda, any comments on A, B, C, D, E, or F?
Well, Council President?
Yes.
Yes. I guess we have a municipal budget, right? And I assume that's probably why everybody's here. I have a question for everybody when they get up to speak, and it involves a timeline, right? So just timeline. I sat down with the administration, I guess, a couple weeks ago. We were talking about something between like a 3 and maybe a 7 or an 8, okay? Since then, they've produced this budget. I seen it on the agenda, but I didn't have the actual budget itself. Okay, that I picked up on Tuesday. I sat with the business administrator briefly. I then did not go to the Taste of the State with some of my other colleagues that were there eating, but I looked at the budget because I understood it was important, right? I got back to the business administrator, I believe it was maybe this morning or late last night, and she called me for some clarifications. So this whole thing here it's a process, right? But what was alarming to me was I was sent a letter that the police union put out and that the sports leagues put out that, like, we're not going to fund things. And what I'm mesmerized by is how everybody in this room knew that we weren't going to approve something that I didn't even get to look at yet. I don't even know what's in that budget. So I'm going to look for those answers because I'd like to get to the bottom of that, right? But then to explain a little bit, in just briefly looking at the budget, to me it looked like we were cutting 911, right? And I didn't get to ask the administration and get to the bottom of what that cut is or why. But if that's 2 seconds that, it takes an additional 2 seconds, is that a life that we lose of one of our residents? So that's a concern of mine. In looking through the budget itself, there were a lot of other questions, right? I noticed in our police budget, we had $25,000 for travel, but there was no travel allowance for the last few years. So honest question would be, do we really need to spend $25,000 on travel? Now, typically the BA would sit down with us with these questions and the CFO, or Ken, and he would say, hey, Councilman, we had this in this line item for the last 4 years. We just switched that. And that could be okay, right? That's not a problem. Then I looked at like the police budget, and the police budget is increasing, whatever it is, 1.8 million. Yet they were fully staffed last year, and they had everybody, but they didn't even spend that money. So why would we increase that almost $2 million this year when we do have a problem? But then that goes on to other departments. Like I looked at fire, right? And I'd want to sit down and talk to our chief about fire. Because when I looked at fire's increase is like $75,000. Well, that wouldn't even cover the raises that normally happen. So does that mean we're going to be letting go fire people, or we're not going to be hiring them? I don't know, right? We don't have those answers, okay? Like I said, I just got the budget Tuesday, and we just started this process. Sports funding. I didn't see youth here, but I did see youth outside, but they're shorter, so they might be in the back somewhere. We've been an advocate for sports funding. I don't understand where that even came from. But when I go through this tonight, right, there's 2 choices here. The choice is that this body introduces this budget, okay? I think that's wrong. If we introduce it, then it's expected on us to make cuts, okay? I am not the administration. I am not your mayor. Okay, I don't know each of the departments. I have not spoken to every department head. And we used to, when the last mayor was here, we would talk to the department heads and they would explain it to every council person. But we haven't done that. So without that process, how am I supposed to say what we should cut and not cut? The proper process that I see here is not that the council takes the responsibility of doing these cuts. I'm proposing that we table this tonight, okay? And tabling it enacts the same process, except the council and the administration work on this together, and we come up with what a budget really is. Like I said, I have heard, right, that we had 150 cars that people were taking home outside of Edison. So we were paying for the Easy Pass and we were paying for the gasoline. Anybody here, you do 150 cars, $150 a week in gas, you add Easy Pass to it, we're at almost $1 million. Did we cut that out of the budget? Because I'll be honest with you, I think that should be cut out of the budget. But I don't know where that is in the budget, right? There's no Easy Pass line item in my budget, and there's just one whole lump sum for fuel. But that's what your council is supposed to do, is to go through all these items. I don't believe we have one council person here that thinks it's a good idea to cut sports funding, police, or fire. In fact, I don't know how many fire or policemen we have that have been here for, let's say, 5 years. But the previous mayor and me were not on the same page, right, as people knew us. But he needed a vote to fully fund police and fire. I agreed to it was a 5% increase. I voted for a 5% increase under the condition that we fully staff police and fire. And that mayor upheld his end of the bargain, and I did mine, and I voted for that budget. And we had that swearing in, and we promoted everybody that was at the Pines out in the parking lot. I think it was during COVID, maybe even. So to think that this body is going down that direction, I think everybody here has been lied to, right? And if that's your union or if that's your sports league or whoever that is, I want to hear from those people. I want to hear them come up here and tell me where they heard that we were going to, I think the police one said something like we were going to reduce staff or something of that type of thing. That's never been said. And I'm about as honest as it comes. When I got here, we had 3 captains, right? 3 captains we had. Right now we have 7. A captain costs us $400,000 a year, right? If we had the same 3 captains we always had, right now we'd have $1.6 million that you could give to seniors and sports funding. Or we could hire more guys for the road, which I've always been an advocate for, right? More presence on the road to me is important. So I don't hide, what I'm doing or what I'm saying. But to see everybody here tonight, when we didn't have the budget, we haven't gotten the answers. This tells me that this is some kind of political thing being done. And to play politics with first responders and with children is wrong. Okay, that's plain wrong. So I'm going to propose that we table these and we work as a council body with the administration, to come up with a budget that works for not only just the employees, but the residents of the town. We want our residents, to be secure. So I'd like to put that motion up, Council President, before, we do this, because I think we can do this as a body and really work through this. That would be it, Council President.
Council, just at this time, I'm going to lean to, I'm not agreeing with tabling the introduction of a budget for timelines and other purposes. I am going to listen to our colleagues here who know the importance of public safety and moving a budget forward. But I first want to lead to our BA to answer some things you may have commented on, and thank you for your time, Councilman Brescher.
I just wanted to clarify, as far as the timeline, the administration prepared the budget back in March. As you know, Council President, we've been talking since March. Since the end of March, we've met with several council members, including a couple, if not a few, Finance Committee meetings. We met with Mr. Brescher and Vice Council President Kentos on April 22nd. So we presented them the budget. Perhaps he's referring to the documentation, but we did provide that last week. I believe he's referring again to the paper copies, but we have been presenting the budget and all of the backup to all council members. I also answered Councilman Brescher's questions. He may not have time. I just sent it back to you. If you have any further questions, I'm glad to answer. But we've been talking extensively in the last month about this budget, and we feel as an administration that it's a fiscally responsible budget.
Thank you.
Council President, I just
Would you,
like,
I don't
no,
mind, would
just
you
clarity.
just yield your time to any other member just
No,
for?
it's just clarity on the statement. So I did meet with the BA, with Council Vice President. I'd like to hear from Council Vice President if he asked for the documentation and if he received it that day, because this was a month ago.
This is not a back and forth.
Because
with our
it's
members.
made like we received it. I did not receive it. He did not receive it. He requested it, and they said he would get it the Friday before the presentation. That's what was stated to him. It wasn't that we've gotten it, so we haven't gotten it. We talked about a general number. As a council body, the general number is irrelevant. It's about all these departments and all these line items. That's what our job is, not a general number. So, without the documentation and having it, we couldn't even go through it until this week. It's not like we've been able to do this for months. That's not true. That would be it.
Any other council members want to make comment? You
Yeah,
do not
Council
have to
President.
answer questions.
So are we talking now or about the
I
budget?
mean, if you
or
want to make
we
comment
will have
on, we're in the work session
opportunities?
now. If you want to make comments on the budget,
On the budget?
you're welcome to. Yes.
Yeah, so like Councilman Brescher said, there was a meeting, BA is correct in that, in April. And myself, Councilwoman Dima, and Council President Caldwell in that meeting. And, because we can't have 4 people meet. And then there was a very preliminary overview, and it's great. Thank you so much for all that information. I collected my binder on Monday, right? So there was an email last week. I collected my binder on Monday. I have been in Board of Ed member before, in Finance Committee over there. I've been a board president before. And I have spent 2-3 months to look at the Board of Ed budget when I was in Board of Ed. Those days, it was a 0% days, and because there was a lot of state aid coming. But even though every single year, I spent 2-3 months, went to each and every line item and look at it. So now, since I got my binder, I intend to spend time and look at it, because voting on the budget and the financial responsibility, fiscal, stability is one of our biggest role. It's important that we look at everything and then we make decisions, right? I myself am requesting proper time. So I saw an email from you, Sonia, today that we have 30 days. Now let me ask you, an attorney, a question. Is that hard 30 days or it doesn't matter? It's from today. If we adopt the budget, if we introduce the budget today, do we have to adopt it within 30 days, or it's customary?
So typically speaking, once you introduce, you
No,
can't-
let's say we introduce it today.
No, let me answer.
Yes,
Typically, when you introduce, you can't vote on it less than 30 days. So
you can't vote on it, but you can vote after 30 days.
yes.
Okay. Okay, so that's very helpful to know. So that gives us some time to address everything that is in the budget. Now, my second question is, if we change the budget, if we change any item, do we have to reintroduce it? Okay, so then the 30-day clock starts from that point, or doesn't matter? So let's say we introduce the budget today, and we have to change something. So we reintroduce in the council, and then we vote in the following council meeting? How does the process work?
Could you repeat your question? I didn't follow necessarily your timeline.
So let's say we introduce the budget today, right? This budget. Let's say we come up with changes and we have to reintroduce the budget.
Right.
Right? The 30-day clock starts from the reintroduction.
It's not a clock. You just can't introduce it less than 30 days.
Okay.
Adopt it, rather. You can't
Adoption,
adopt
for the adoption, sorry.
Yeah.
So let's say we reintroduce it somewhere in June with a different number. So then we have to vote in July?
Whatever it is, 30 days apart. You have to have that much apart from when you introduce a budget.
Even for the reintroduction?
Correct.
Okay, okay, that makes sense. That answers my questions. Right, so yeah, we received the binder. All of us, probably intend to take a look at it, and we can take it from there. Thank you.
Thank you. And just for clarification, I'm not finished with our council members. Each council member had a chance to meet with 2 of the members and the administration. We don't meet with more than 4 people. To say we don't look at every single department is wrong. We look at every single department. So if you're here because you may have heard a discussion about your department, you did, and that's true, because we go through every single department to see where we can tighten up our spending. Obvious for myself, where I stand, public safety is very important. So we know that the budget in that purpose is needed. But to say we didn't have a discussion about public safety or sports is wrong, because it's our job to look at every part of this budget, from recreation to seniors, to public safety, to fire, every area of this. So moving forward, I just want to discuss, did anybody of the council members want to have some? Sure.
Yeah.
Councilmember
Council
Contos.
Council President, just for clarification, me and Rich did meet with the administration, and I believe they called me on Thursday. I got my binder on Thursday. So that's when I got it. I think it was Thursday. It might have been Friday. But it was earlier than the time they said they were going to give it to me. So I did get it. That's it.
Yeah, thank you. Any other members of the?
Council President,
Yes.
we did meet with the administration throughout April, and we only got this binder on Thursday. So between Thursday and Sunday and Monday, going through this binder and seeing the line items of where monies are allocated, and it takes some time. I think that all of us, myself included, put out questions to the administration and asked for clarification. And I don't think my questions will be answered in the next 30 days. I hope they're going to be answered in the next 10 days. But having said that, I don't think anybody should lose their job, and on any level, whether or not we vote on this budget or we amend it. I think there is enough brains in our township administration. I think there's a lot of good heads on this dais that could figure out where we could come up with some savings on the budgets without anybody losing their jobs. But that takes time. And I think I agree with Councilman Brescher that we could possibly push this for another 2 weeks to the next meeting to introduce, to give the administration time to answer all our questions, and also not to put us in a position where once we adopt this budget, now we have to actually vote on it within 30 days. I'd like to get all my questions answered. I'd like to speak with this council. I'd like to speak further with the administration and see where things can be cut or changed. But once again, nobody should lose their jobs. Nobody should lose their jobs on any level. Thank you, Council President.
And just clarification, as we introduce this budget, we can't pass it earlier than 30 days, but we can also post, today, if introduced, which is a goal as Council President, we have time, and we can extend that time and postpone the vote, okay? And if any amendments do happen, that can be brought up with a reintroduction of the budget, which we'd have to do another 30 days, or at least 2 weeks. So there's definitely time for our members to review each and every part of this budget, and I hope that's where we're going to get tonight. But certainly, it does not have to be passed in 30 days, but we cannot pass it less than 30 days, 28 days. Okay.
Yeah, Council President, one more
Yes.
thing. Yeah, like Councilman Schmuel mentioned about the jobs, that's very important, right? People should not generally lose their jobs. So that being said, right now there is a big chatter about taxes in the town with the Board of Ed taxes and stuff like that. I've been in Board of Ed before. I'm the one who voted on 0% tax increase for 4 years. It was a privilege. It was great because Edison got a huge, humongous state aid. There was a lot of money coming. The money doesn't grow on trees. So people in general who are probably not out there, most of them I'm referring to are not out there, should understand that there is a cost to everything. when we give facilities, when we build park, when we do things, when we pave roads, and for public safety, for fire, there was a fire on 287 on Sunday. Everyone knows about it. There is a cost to everything. So the facilities that the residents get, there is a cost to everything. So to keep expecting that we pay so much taxes and the taxes should be down, yes, we should be due diligent. We should do our best to be fiscally responsible. But at the end of the day, the taxes come up from the expenses, and the expenses what they are. So that's
Thank you,
what I was
Councilman.
saying.
So, did you want to chime in one more time?
Sure, I just wanted to make sure that between two sets of questions I did receive, Councilman Shmuel and Councilman Brescher, which we answered this afternoon. Just want to, I know you need some time to look through, but they were fully answered. And Councilman Shmuel's point, our budget that we presented to the council, which now it is yours to do what you need to do, no services were affected by what the administration presented, including personnel, anything, youth sports, senior services, nothing was affected. So just want to clarify that there were questions related to that, and we answered them completely. And now if there are more clarifications, we're glad to answer those.
Okay. Yeah, and I want to thank my council colleagues for taking the time to write questions to the administration. I have looked at those questions, and each member has done a spectacular job and asking some detailed questions. Very impressed. Moving forward, any other questions or comments on A, B, C, D, E, and F? Hearing none, we're going to move on to 8. Review of the minutes, combined meeting, May 6th, 2026. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, moving to each department. Any questions or comments from the business administrator, A and B? Moving to number 10, from the Department of Finance, A, B, C, D, E. Any questions or comments? From the Department of Planning and Engineering, A, B, C, D, E, and F. Any questions or comments from council members? Hearing none, from the Department of Public Works, 12, A, B, C, and D. Any questions or comments? Hearing none. On 13, we are removing E from the agenda, removing E. So anybody who has this in their paper, we're removing E. To my council colleagues, any questions or comments on A, B, C, and D? From the chief, moving next to the chief of the police, A and B. Any questions or comments? Nothing from fire. Okay, hearing none, we're going to move right now to our regular meeting. For those who are still here, can continue to stay. If anybody's here part of the resolution or recognition, you're welcome to leave, but you can certainly stay. I'm sorry we don't have enough chairs. We just lowered the air condition, which I hope is better for you while you're here. As I mentioned to somebody who may have just walked in this room, as we're going through this agenda, this is a voting for us on this agenda, so we'll be going through votes on ordinance that are introduced here and ordinance that may have been on the agenda before, and resolutions. There are 2 periods to speak for 4 minutes. We'll have an open period for resolutions you can speak, and that's resolutions only. It's not part of the budget. It's not open comment, but if you see a line item of expenditure or something you may want to question, you can speak at that time for 4 minutes. And then moving to the open public comment, you can speak at anything you want. Animal shelter, public safety, fire department, anything you want. Leaves, bags, any issue that approaches. So thank you for your patience, and we'll try to get through this right away. And as we get close to those times to speak, if everybody wants to speak, that's fine. We're prepared to be here as long as it takes to make each person happier. But if anyone wants to speak for a group of you, that you're more than welcome. We will not extend your time, but if 2 people want to share that time and go up as a second to that person in order, that you're welcome as well. It's just 4 minutes for each person. We'd welcome as many to speak as needed, but we also appreciate consolidating comments if it's all possible as a courtesy to those who are waiting to speak. Okay, moving forward for new business on 15, proposed ordinance for public hearing. Clerk, read ordinance.
Ordinance of the Township of Edison authorizing execution of a right-of-way use agreement between Pilot Fiber NJ LLC and the Township of Edison to locate, place, and attach, install, operate, and maintain fiber optics facilities within pluggable right-of-ways for the purpose of providing telecommunication services.
Can I have a motion to introduce?
Motion to introduce.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Oh, you gotta read the thing.
Okay. So I move this ordinance to be passed at the first reading, published according to the law for further consideration, and public hearing set down for June 10 meeting.
Number second?
Second.
Any council comments? Hearing none, roll call, Madam Clerk?
Councilmember Brescher.
Yes.
Councilmember Dima.
Yes.
Councilmember Kentos.
Yes.
Councilmember Patel.
Yes.
Councilmember Batil.
Yes.
Councilmember Shmuel.
Yes.
Council President Coyle.
Yes. Clerk, read ordinance.
An ordinance to exceed the municipal budget appropriations limits and to establish a cap bank.
Can I have a motion to introduce?
I move this ordinance be passed on first reading, published according to the law for further consideration, and public hearing set down for June 10.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Any council comments? Hearing none, roll call?
Councilmember Brescher.
Yes.
Councilmember Dima.
Yes.
Councilmember Kentos.
Yes.
Councilmember Patel.
Yes.
Councilmember Batil.
Yes.
Councilmember Shmuel.
Yes.
Council President Coyle.
Yes.
Council President,
Yes.
before we go into 16, can we go into a closed session?
Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
No, we have another ordinance to introduce.
Did you want to do that before the next ordinance? There's a third ordinance.
We have a third ordinance.
Oh, I'm sorry, I thought we did. I apologize, sorry.
So let's do that
Let's
first.
do-
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Make a motion.
Okay.
Okay, clerk, read ordinance.
An ordinance authorizing the Township of Edison to lease the premises located at 922 Amboy Avenue, Edison, for the municipal and government purposes, and authorizing the execution of a lease agreement associated therewith.
Can I have a motion to introduce?
Council President,
Yes.
I move this ordinance be passed on first reading, published according to the law for further consideration and public hearing set down for June 10, 2026.
Don't take AG out for dinner.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Any council comments? Hearing none, roll call?
Councilmember Brescher.
Yes.
Councilmember Dima.
Yes.
Councilmember Kentos.
Yes.
Councilmember Patel.
Yes.
Councilmember Batil.
Yes.
Councilmember Shmuel.
Yes.
Council President Coyle.
Okay.
Council President Coyle.
Yes. Councilman, to go into closed session, we just have to have a valid reason from you to go into closed session. Would you just explain your purpose brief?
I'd like a little more clarification on this vote from Council President and from our attorney as well.
Okay, so you need legal advice on the procedure
Yes.
for the vote.
Yes.
Okay. At this time, I need a motion to go into closed session for 8 minutes. We're going to keep this brief. I hope that whole council members can respect the public that is here. In lieu of this closed session, I think it will move this meeting forward faster. Can I have a motion to go into closed session?
Motion.
Can I have a
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
It's 6:48. We'll return in 8 minutes. So I know, but I'll ask him to return. Okay. Could I have all members of the council please return to the dais, please?
Then 1%, so we can start.
I want to thank you for your patience. In a second, we'll have a motion to reconvene. There were some necessary questions that will, I believe, keep most of you happy, and I think we came to a fundamental agreement to make sure that we can move this budget forward. Okay. Let me just hold on real quick. This meeting is called back to order from at 7:02, and can I have a motion to reconvene?
Motion to reconvene.
Have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. We're at 16 is the introduction of the budget. And I'd like to have a motion to introduce the budget. This is also going to be set down for a public hearing of July 22nd. So we can have a motion from a council member to introduce the budget.
Council President,
Yes.
motion to introduce.
You have the paperwork there.
Oh, I'm sorry. I move this ordinance be passed.
Resolution.
Oh,
Say, I move this resolution to be passed.
I move this resolution be passed on first reading, published according to the law for further consideration, and public hearing set down for July 22nd
7 p.m.
at 7 p.m.
Why is it 7 p.m.? Is it a combined meeting?
No, it's not a combined.
We have a meeting on Monday and, okay. Can I have a second, please?
Second.
Any council comments?
Yes, I mean, Council President, the discussion, I guess we can't talk about what the discussion was in the back.
Thank
But-
you.
But the premise was that I was asking to table this until we had time to look at it. And then hopefully in 2 weeks, we would have enough information back from the administration where we could determine what, if anything, needed to be done. Maybe we felt that certain things needed to be increased. Like I mentioned, our 911 operators and our building and grounds and our fire department. But the consensus, I guess, that we were talking about was if we introduce it, we technically don't have to pass this until maybe August, which still gives us time to find out what we're actually doing with the budget. So I guess whether we table it tonight or we don't, I'm gathering it's the same outcome. I just preferred that we went back to the administration, we work with the administration collaboratively, as opposed to it being the council, because at the council body now, we just need 4 people. And we could add things to the budget or remove things from the budget, line items, whatever that would be. And I believe that's the correct procedure once we move forward and we adopt that. That's correct?
That's correct.
Right, so that's why I was looking to table it, because I was looking for a collaborative type thing, not something where your council is the one making cuts or adding things when we don't really know what's going on in your departments, to be quite honest with you. And that's really what the discussion was.
Yeah. But if I'm correcting you, to be clear, the mayor puts forward a budget to the council. The mayor is our administrator. We do not get involved in department personnel, administrating. We pretty much control the purse. So it's our budget now. We can move it around any way we choose. It's our budget. We can move line items. We can change departments. This is our budget. So by introducing it today and giving a longer date for a hearing will give us the same order of what you wanted. The only thing different would be is that we're not giving it back to the mayor to say, give another one look. As a courtesy, I think members of the council ask for his intake when we are making some moves, but we don't have to. We can make cuts at any direction we choose, and it's our budget. So that is, any other questions?
That was it. It was just a point of clarity.
Good.
And I don't think it matters too much either way. Just one way was collaborative and one way seems like authoritative, and I didn't want to go down the authoritative route. That's all.
I think most members of the council are collaborative to see what can be done, if anything, which is always challenging. But point to the questions from council members who wanted more time. This is given us 63 days. So if there's anybody who wants to lobby or discuss or have a meeting with someone or note that they can come back here, you can come back here on July 22nd, just so you know, to have more discussion. I'm going to move to any other council comments?
Council President, just a quick question. We do have a finance committee. Would you mind putting some timeline if the finance committee can meet administration and look further where the changes can be made?
We have set down a finance meeting. Sonia, do you have the date? Is it June 1st, I think it is?
It's sometime around like May 20th or June 1st.
Yeah, I think it's June
but
1st. We already set down, June 1st, we set down a meeting. At that point, I wanted meetings to be faster, but now that we have plenty of time, we'll fit in probably a few meetings between then and the 63 days. Any other council members?
Just clarifying that you have a meeting in June. Hopefully, you'll be able to get back to the rest of the council in terms of what the outcome of that meeting is.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely. And in between that time, you can have individual discussions on your own as well, and you know that we'll share the finance meeting with you.
Thank you.
Any other members of the council have any comments on the introduction?
Yes, Council President.
Yes.
So Sonia, I saw your email about the 30 days. You clarified that too. There is a chance I may just not come up with any questions. It could happen. I don't know what I intend to do, but I do intend to look at the binder. But there is a chance I may have questions, right? So sometimes I may need to meet and talk over emails to have a clear communication. So I'm just giving you a heads up, because now we have until July 22nd. So if I do come up with questions, I would prefer to meet with you and Ken and go over that.
Okay.
Great.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Any of the council members that have any questions on the introduction?
Council President, just to
Yes.
clarify, this proposed budget we're introducing tonight, it keeps the town status quo, everything, no layoffs, all that kind of stuff, the rumors that are going around. So introducing this keeps the town moving the way it is.
Yeah, Councilmember Dima, great question. This budget has been sought through our finance committee and every individual council member. Our finance committee definitely had questions on it. Obviously, it's a 4.4 increase. Overall, I think that we understand, this entire budget itself, as it is at 4.4, it gives every job in Edison to be guaranteed in place as it was yesterday. Every person in rank stays in the order, and every department, there are no changes. It also funds the water and sewer department, recreation, it funds senior programs, recreation programs. Now, we do have we have questions that will be about recreation and how we handled outside recreation. So that will be questions some people are here tonight on that. But as far as personnel, for those who are here tonight, there will be no changes if this budget is passed at 4.4 as introduced for personnel. And if we were to make changes, it's my suggestion that we look at other ways to trim this budget, certainly not public safety or personnel. And I hope my colleagues share the same thing, and I'm confident that they will. Does that answer your question? Any other questions or comments from members of the council? Okay, Madam Clerk, roll call.
Councilmember Brusher.
Yes.
Councilmember Dima.
Yes.
Councilmember Kentos.
Yes.
Councilmember Patel.
Yes.
Councilmember Patil.
Yes, to introduce.
Councilmember Shmuel.
Yes.
Council President Coyle.
Yes. Okay. You don't have to clap. But we're happy to get introduced. So now we have introducing the 2045-2026. Can I have a motion to introduce
Sanitation budget.
sanitation budget?
Council
Have a
President.
motion, yes, yes. It's also the same date.
Yes.
Same date, Councilman.
I moved this resolution to be passed on first reading, published according to law. For further consideration, public hearing sat down for July 22nd at 7 PM.
Seconded.
Any council comments? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, roll call.
Councilmember Brescher.
Yes.
Councilmember Dima.
Yes.
Councilmember Kentos.
Yes.
Councilmember Patel.
Yes.
Councilmember Patil.
Yes.
Councilmember Shmuel.
Yes.
Council President Coyle.
Okay, thank you. And for those who may have walked in, yes, for anyone who's just walked in, we introduced the budget and for the township and the sanitation budget, and that was set down for July 22nd. So if anybody's here, you're more than welcome to stay, but to note, if you do decide to leave, you have another round to come back for the full public hearing on July 22nd. I'm sorry it's not earlier. We made that measure together that some members wanted more time to just look through it. Okay, so moving forward, we have the approval of the minutes, okay, for the combined meeting of May 6th. Can I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve?
Can I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Now, this is a part, we're going to have public comments on the resolutions only. If you have an agenda in your hand, at 19, there are expenditures and contracts here that come down to Resolution R280-05-2026. If you have any questions or comments, you may come to the podium and speak for 4 minutes on the resolutions only. After this is done, there will be open public comments. Again, you can speak on any topic. I just don't want you to be confused with either of them. Is there anybody here that would like to speak on the resolutions only? Yes, in the back, your hand is up. Whose hand is up to the right, next to Mr. Bassoff? Is that you, Ms. Conway? Sure, please. For the first time, I can't see you in the crowd.
Elizabeth Conway, 20 Netherwood Circle. I have a question on Resolution 250 and Resolution 251.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. I have a question on Resolution 250 and Resolution 251, which is authorizing temporary emergency appropriations for the 2026 municipal budget. Are we given a dollar figure for that is my first question for both resolutions. And the second thing now I'm asking, will we have to come back in June and do it again and again in July, the first month meeting in July, for more temporary appropriations? And now it looks like we're going to be going 7 months into the budget of 2026 and spending when something after August 1st, basically, if it came up, we've spent quite a bit of the money to begin with without even looking forward. So that's my question about the appropriations. How much, and will this be a monthly thing until we get a final budget? And one more thing, I still have 2 minutes. Will we ever see the mayor or somebody from the administration that will actually show us a budget? And we've got the 2 TVs that can show us the appropriations for each department and where it is from last year to this year. Has it gone up? Is it stable? What did we add? What did we take away? It was done a few years ago, but I haven't seen it lately. And I think the public would truly appreciate something like that happening so that we're aware of our spending.
Is it back there? Okay. Thank you. Did you want an answer to your question?
That would be nice, yes.
Okay. And I do appreciate you coming every time. I think the question you're asking is the same question last meeting and the meeting before and the meeting before and the meeting before that.
Mostly
And I'm
no.
fine with the question. I just want to remind you again, repeat the same thing. During the Lanky administration and prior to this, we had emergency appropriations that happen all the time.
And I
You've done them,
complained then.
and I'm sure you've done them on the Board of Ed. So, and I do appreciate you being here, and I'll give you the same answer. This is in the back in the book. The exact amount is on here. We can't fund the town without these emergency appropriations. And it's in the back. If you don't have it, I'll provide you a copy, but it's in the book in the back.
Couldn't get near it.
Okay, well, if people move out of the way, you can get to the book. I know a few people that'll move some people out of the way for you. But it's also online as well, and I can provide you how to get there through the clerk if you're having difficulty online finding that. And as far as the mayor, I'm not a supporter of having the mayor, needing the mayor here to go over the budget. I've seen that same presentation for 10 years on the council. I think Ajay and I have seen the same presentation for 10 years. We have the budget available for you online to look at it. At this time, I'm not requesting him to come here and do a slideshow presentation, but I do appreciate your request. Thank you.
Council President?
Yes.
On the emergency temporary appropriations, it is required. If we don't do it, then we would have to furlough employees. So
Okay.
otherwise, that would be the cause and effect.
Understood. Thank you. Any other members of the public that would like to speak? Mr. Tar? Yeah. Point of order, just through. Is our officer here? There's so many officers, but who's working for us today? If you could spread a message to have the people speak in the back, because I don't want to have to close the doors. I like people staying as long as they can. But if they could keep their conversations in the back, I'd appreciate it. Hey, Mr. Tar, how are you? Welcome.
Fine, Council President, thank you. I rise in speaking in favor of passing the Edison Township budget.
If you could speak closer to the mic, I'd appreciate it, sir.
I'm speaking in favor of passing the Edison Township municipal budget as developed. Now, I've heard assertions from most of the members of the board there that there aren't going to be any cuts in personnel. And
Yeah, just, Mr. Tar, I feel, terribly sorry to say this, but this is not the appropriate time to talk about this. It's not, we're just doing resolutions only right now. I'll call you back up first in just a moment, but we're just doing the resolutions.
I thought 052026 was a resolution.
Are you,
So that it's clear, the budget resolutions are separate and apart from the other resolutions. The budget resolutions are a special type that have their own public hearing. And while you can address those under the public comment section, this particular speaking session is only for resolutions 247 through 280.
I know that it sounds confusing, and I apologize.
Not confusing at all, thank
If
you.
you
I'll
would
be
give me about 4 minutes, I'll have you back up.
I'll be back.
I'm sorry. That was just an explanation of the budget and resolutions, but for the first time, it is confusing. Mr. Bassoff, resolutions only, please.
Joel Bassoff, Beach Lane, Edison.
Welcome.
Thank you. Question about Resolution 247. So what exactly do we learn from the disbursements? I know that there are a lot of categories, some of which have large sums of money, like current expenditures, and some that at this date are still zero, like law enforcement. So I'm just curious to know what the council and the public gathers from this list of disbursements. Like when I see zero for law enforcement, I wonder, are we being underprotected? And then a question on Resolution 250, the temporary budgets. How far into the year would that current resolution carry us? And might any tax increases result from the temporary budget, or is it constrained by the current tax rate? A concern would be if there are either emergency expenses or just raises that people are entitled to, or if we have to hire additional personnel, how would we be able to do that with just a temporary budget? Is there a danger that because we, at this point, when we should have a permanent budget under the law, we don't even, we only had one introduced today? Is there a danger that there are aspects of the township that will go underfunded, unfulfilled, and the public will be unprotected? So those are my questions.
Ms. Basso, I appreciate, I know you're an attorney, what you said is not true. It's a wrong statement. You know that
questioning.
we're protected. You said we won't be protected, and that's not true. But I'll just give you some simple math to just give this fair. As you note in this disbursement here is all the payouts of what we do, which is emergency, as the BA has mentioned. If we did not do this, we'd have to furlough people immediately because the council is in charge of the purse to spend on people. I think you have a great question on where we are and are we spending money, maybe too much money too soon and without having the budget passed. But let's just call it what it is. We're at month 6 in a budget that's about $200 million. We have about another $100 million to spend of emergency money. We're not even near the percentage of the 4.4 increase, which you know is about $800,000 per point. So we are about $300,000. It wouldn't even be possible to get to $197 million before July 22nd if this budget was proposed. I think it's a great question. It's the same question you ask me every meeting. It's the same answer I always give you, which I think it's important. We do pass a budget earlier, but as I mentioned in the past, this administration has done a great job passing the budget. It's been the earliest budget. Councilmember Patil and I have been on this with other administrations for 8 years with Mayor Lenke. No one has ever questioned the budget being passed, and it was passed in November. So I think we've made good strides, although not perfect. And I know you'd like perfect, and I'll strive to get there. I can tell you, I postponed this introduction, and it was my fault. So that's where we are. And thank you. Any other questions or comments on resolutions? Seeing none, a motion to close the public portion on resolutions only.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. We're at a point, you want this back? Can you make sure? Thank you. Before we adopt the consent agenda for the resolutions, I ask each colleague if they'd like to pull anything for a separate vote. They're doing that. If they have a conflict, they're doing that. If they'd like to spotlight someone in a resolution for the great work they do, or any other reason they just feel like doing. So to my right, Councilman Brescher, any motions to be pulled for a separate vote?
None at this time.
Councilmember Dima.
None at this time.
Council Vice President.
None at this time.
Councilman Patel.
None.
Councilman Patil.
None at this time.
Councilmember Asaf Shmuel.
No.
Okay. To have a motion to adopt the consent agenda.
Motion to adopt.
Have a second?
Second.
Any council comments? Madam Clerk, roll call.
Councilmember Brescher.
Yes.
Councilmember Dima.
Yes.
Councilmember Kentos.
Yes.
Councilmember Patel.
Yes.
Councilmember Patil.
Yes.
Councilmember Shmuel.
Yes.
Council President Coyle.
Yes. Okay. It's now 7:24. We are going to get to line 20. As I mentioned to you, this is the part of the agenda where you have a chance to speak as long as for 4 minutes. Each person in this public can speak for 4 minutes each. That's right. It's probably about 300 people here at 4 minutes. It'd be a quite interesting evening. And we do welcome that if it's necessary. We've been here till 2 in the morning, and it's your part in your life where if you feel it's necessary to speak, you can. Although, if you'd like to offer a courtesy to those who are waiting and may want to go home to their family and say a few words on behalf of their group, or you want to speak individually for your 4 minutes and speak on behalf of a group, you are more than welcome. And if you want to speak together one after another and use up 8 minutes to speak about a few areas of a category you feel are important to you, that is your choice as you want. But again, each one of you are allowed 4 minutes to speak on any topic you'd like, anywhere from A to Z. So without further ado, yes, Mr. Tarr, first open public comments. Welcome again. And I'm sorry, the mic has to be pulled close. People call me every day if you're not speaking loud enough.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. I rise in speaking in favor of passing the Edison municipal budget as developed. I see from the dais that there's seems to be a consensus that
I'm sorry, can you repeat yourself one more time? This is if you hold it closer.
Don Tar,
They're great
52
words you're saying, but people have to hear you.
Okay.
Sorry.
Don Tar, 52 Reeder Road, Edison, New Jersey. Speaking in favor of passage in the budget as it's been developed. I've noticed from the dais that there's considerable belief that there shouldn't be any reductions in services in Edison. I certainly agree with that. Because I believe the quality of life in this community is paramount and transcends any kind of reduction that might be considered. But I also know that both the PBA and the fire department unions have been notified, should this budget go down, there's a potential for loss of members. Those cuts would, of course, diminish the quality of life in Edison and make our community less safe. It's not a well-known fact, but we actually have fewer police now than we had 20 years ago. And also looking at the proposed reduction in fire, that too would make us unsafe. All of these budgetary considerations will be placed before you, and you will have the opportunity to make cuts. But I assert that those are two areas that should not be cut under any circumstances. The PBA has been made aware that there's a potential for a reduction of 11 officers. Now keep in mind, when you reduce staff, you increase the potential for increased overtime to make up the difference. It's also my understanding that there was a $3 million overtime ticket on the Edison police last year. What needs to happen is sometimes shifts are increased and people were requested to stay on shift longer than normal, thus increasing the overtime. Our police and fire are critical to the quality of life in Edison. They put their lives on the line every day for each and every one of us. I'm saying if any of you up there are considering any reductions in that area, you should think very carefully before you do so. These people are community members. They work so hard for us. Let's not diminish their worth. Stand behind them, pass the budget as it is written, show them that you care as much for them as they do for you. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for the round of applause. I may have to shorten some of those so we get through the night, but I definitely will welcome the longest first one. Thank you for being here tonight. Gentleman in fact from EMS.
Steven Zetterbaum, Oliver Avenue.
Welcome.
Thank you. I'm here on behalf of Edison EMS, the Volunteer First Aid Squad. And first, just want to thank everyone again for the resolution that recognized National EMS Week. It's a great time to be here, and thought it was an excellent opportunity to share our gratitude for everything this town does for us. And we just want to say that we're very proud to work with our partners over at JFK EMS to keep the community safe and work together. We really want to especially thank Mayor Joshi, who's continually been very supportive of our mission. We want to thank the entire council, who's equally been very supportive and been unanimously an advocate for us and volunteers in Edison, as long as I've been involved. Without the support of our mayor and the council, quite frankly, Edison EMS wouldn't be able to support its mission, which is to provide free, no-charge, quality EMS services. So a little bit about us, for those who may not know about the Volunteer First Aid Squad. We have our roots back to 1935, when it was the Raritan Township Safety Council. We're comprised of dedicated Edison EMS volunteers who were looking to help others. This then grew into 3 different organizations, which supported all of Edison. North Edison, South Edison, Clara Barton, all of it. In 2013, these all combined into one organization, which we know today as Edison EMS. We're all volunteer, and as I said, we don't charge for our services. We're licensed by the New Jersey Department of Health. We support all of the high school football games. We support all of the township events. And most importantly, again, we work with Hackensack Meridian Health, JFK, to supplement the 911 services in town. We're very grateful to receive an annual donation from the township, as well as donations from many residents. Quite frankly, this is what keeps our doors open. Without that support, we probably would not exist. We're also very happy to say that Edison EMS right now is thriving. A couple of updates. Last year, we responded to over 1,000 ambulance calls and supported dozens of events, including every township event. This year, the goal is to do even more, and we're on pace for that. We currently have a waiting list for volunteers to join, which is incredible to say in a day and age where volunteers are hard to find. We simply can't keep up. And I wanted to share just a feel-good story to kind of end on here. So in March, one of our crews responded to a cardiac arrest in Edison, and together, with the help of Edison Fire, Edison Police, truly a team effort, I was happy to say that they were able to resuscitate this patient and save their life. Not only did they get a pulse back, but they were later discharged from the hospital and able to see their family again. And I just want to say that this is truly the moments that make it all worth it. Not every call is as serious as this, but even one life saved directly really makes it all worth it. You can't put a price on a person's life. And Edison EMS is truly humbled to have the opportunity each day to help others and make this positive impact. So I want to thank everybody again for their continued support. Hope to see everybody at the Memorial Day Parade this Saturday. We'll be there. And if anybody has questions, please reach out to our team. So thank you.
Thank you for your great work. And in today's budget, appropriations for EMS. Thank you.
Appreciate
it. Anybody else who wants to speak? I just want to go to fire. I had someone from fire that wanted to speak. I wasn't sure if they were here. In the back right there. I can't see your hand, but in the back. I'm just trying to get... Someone's right in the middle. You can raise your hand again or not? There you go. Oh, you just, Ms. Conway, I'm sorry. You just, if you don't mind, let me have the gentleman in the back speak. He hasn't been here in a long time. I haven't seen him in a while. Yeah.
Okay. Tom Lucky, Netherwood Circle. Okay. I went to a couple board.
Sorry, if you don't mind, for those who are listening from home, if you can get deeper and closer to the mic for us, we'd really appreciate it. You can hold it if you want.
As I break it.
You can hold it if you want.
Okay. How's that better?
Yes, that is. Thank you.
Okay. I went to a couple Board of Ed meetings, and when they were talking about their budget and all that sort of stuff, something strange appeared in my thoughts. Why do we have to go through the metal detector for council meetings, whereas the Board of Ed meeting, it's not required? There's police here, there's a police presence here, just like there's more here than actually at the Board of Ed meetings. I'm asking for a reason why we have to go through a metal detector here and not at the Board of Ed meetings. Next topic I want to talk about is construction/building sites. There seems to be a lack of safety fencing and silt fences around the construction. You drive around town, you notice that. Especially when one actually comes into, is a glaring, whoops, something's going to happen, is over on New Dover Road. They knocked down a house at 1125 New Dover Road. There's just an open hole there where the basement was. It's right by John Adams. I know when I was a little kid, many, many years ago, that would intrigue me, and I'd go over and probably fall in the hole. Does the code enforcement, who handles that? Because that is an accident waiting to happen. And by us not enforcing, by the township not enforcing those laws, does it at the same time go and put us in in a liable position. So that's another thing. I live on Netherwood Circle. I'm starting to call it the Netherwood 500. People fly around the streets. I live out of a turn. They come out of the turn, and they're actually on the other side of the road, basically coming into opposing traffics. Additionally, there's no stop signs where Churchill tees into Netherwood Circle, or even on Churchill where streets go, and where Wakefield comes into Churchill. There are no stop signs. People blow through those intersections. I've had to slam on my brakes. Recently, my wife had to do the same. Now that's when it gets personal. The person pulled over, said to my wife, "Oh, my car would have told me I had to stop." It's an excuse, it's not a reason. Lastly, I brought this up before, cricket playing at John Adams. This past Saturday, there were men playing early in the morning. I brought up before the Township Council changed that my car was hit by a cricket ball from a batter. They're not supposed to be playing there. I hope that the law would be enforced. Later on, late morning, there was a bunch of little kids playing, which is what it's supposed to be for. It's supposed to be for the school. It's supposed to be children, not a bunch of guys looking to find an open piece of property and then go and play. So if you could help me with those topics,
Thank
I'd
you.
appreciate
Your
it.
time is up, but if you can stay for one moment. What day was the cricket incident?
Saturday morning.
Saturday? Okay, and do you have another address besides 1125 New Dover Road for a construction issue?
Drive the streets, drive down
Okay.
Stephenville
I know,
Parkway,
but
drive
okay.
down Plainfield Road.
Thank you. I'll use 1125, and I think thank you very much.
Oh,
I
because-
call the next speaker, sir?
Because I saw it. they still have the mailbox up.
I'm sorry, but your time is up, sir. I apologize.
Pardon me?
Your time is up. I apologize.
Okay.
But thank you. I'm going to investigate that. Just to the business administrator, if we can have someone from zoning, if request to look at 1125 Nova Road, and while they're in that area, if the zoning can go through and look at any other sites that are there. The chief is here. I may just speak in lieu of him. If he needs to speak up, he can. Any member of the council can request the police department to look in an area that is having speed issues or some crime. So we will make a request to have Neverwood Circle looked at and Churchill. Okay. Chief, did you want to respond?
Sure, Council President, thank you. We have our staff here for our traffic bureau, so we will address that. As far as the metal detector goes, I choose to employ that, as many other municipalities do also, for the safety of everybody that enters this chamber. We have also had in the past investigations where people tried to bring weapons in here, so it is here for everybody's safety.
Yeah, and I agree 100%. It's staying, it's not going anywhere. May get a new one, but it's not going anywhere. Thank you, Chief. Okay, anybody else from the public? I just wanted to finish with public safety. I apologize, but I wanted to get our president of the fire department. Thank you. He was waiting before. I know you can't see back there, but.
Council Jim Walsh, Edison, New Jersey.
And thank you. Welcome. And if you'd be so kind, the mic isn't tall enough for you. You got to, if you can really speak close, what you say matters and people need to hear it. Thank you.
Thank you, Council President. I'll keep my comments very short. Right now, my members, along with members of Local 2883 fire officers, are at a second alarm house fire on Runyon Avenue. The call came in as a heavy smoke. They're saying now that there's a possible entrapment. While you're sitting here thinking about this budget and you talk about supporting this fire department, know that every day my members, along with fire officers, are out there doing their jobs. They're protecting life and property of the residents. Please keep that in mind when you debate the budget. I appreciate it for the time. Thank you.
Thank you. Yep. thank you for the great work on the fire truck explosion, the 9,000-gallon truck explosion on 287. That was a complete disaster. I'm just going to move over to here, please. If there's anybody else from police or fire or public safety that wants to speak, I do my best to get to you, so please raise your hand.
Patty Savulich, Woodrow Wilson Drive. I represent this 2 rows of pickleball players, mostly seniors, but some a little bit younger.
Great, welcome.
Thank you. They're all a little bit nervous to come up and speak, but that's okay. I think hopefully that the decision that we brainstormed in the hallway with the Edison Jets and Dan, the recreation, the head of recreation, is agreeable to my group. I passed a note to them to tell them that we will be able to get into the Papiani Youth Center when the turf panels are up. And it seems like a significant amount of time that we're going to be able to have, but I'm telling my people, that we do have to give way when it's football season. So during football cheerleading season, and they must come inside, there's going to be a period of time after February that facility wouldn't be available. But we will have quite a few months to be able to play pickleball there if you guys agree, and Dan agrees, and the Jets agree, and you agree. That's it.
We appreciate you coming up. Well, I'm glad you were able to solve a problem by yourself. I mean, perhaps we should have more meetings like this where people get a chance to speak to one another. And we'll cut 2 hours out of the budget for the director since you saved them about 2 hours. So
I do
we
want to
appreciate
mention
that.
one thing on behalf of the Jets, because it affects us. They really need some cheerleading mats so that they can put them down on the on the field, on the turf, off of the turf, on the
We are
floor.
aware of that, and that is in the budget.
And that, good, because all of that is dependent on our cheerleaders.
And just while you're at the microphone, not that you're welcome to sit down if you understand, but in addition to the 6 pickleball court, we have 13 outdoor pickleball courts today. And I think as your growing sport is growing, and I know there's going to be a lot of comments, so you may not like what I have to say, but we have had, youth sports have been growing at a different pace as pickleball. Pickleball is just as equally important, but at the same time, we have 13 outdoor pickleball courts today. 19 more are being built thanks to Commissioner Tamaro and the county. May not be what you want to be outside in August, but we are going to find a solution to this just challenge of the scheduling time of youth versus
Well, some of us played today and yesterday in 90-degree weather. It was difficult.
No, I have a question. I don't know how people play tennis. Everything's an outdoor sport, and it's challenging to accommodate everybody who wants to be inside. So I hope you can take it into consideration. You guys definitely have some great stuff going on. Thank you.
Thank you.
Did anybody else want to? Is there in the back right there, the gentleman with the crew cut? I'm sorry, sir. You have your hand up right now. Please come up. I'll get to. If you got anybody who wants to leave, we are not offended. You can leave your name and number. We'll keep in touch with you.
Got some helpers. Alan will enter 53
And I'm sorry, sir, first, welcome. Second, if you don't mind, if the girls can help you, keep that microphone close to you because what you say means a lot and people can't hear you from home. And
Gotcha.
I get yelled at every time.
Yeah, Alan will enter 53 Hickory Street.
Welcome.
I'm the email guy. So firstly, I want to thank you guys generally. I shot emails out to you guys today, and you responded to me right away. So I appreciate that. But I also want to give a shout out to the real people that could potentially be affected by this budget, which is all the players that came out today, the softball, baseball, football players. Thank you guys. We're really, truly a sports youth family. We're a sports family, and when we hear sometimes that our house could possibly be in jeopardy, we come together and we show support for one another. So thank you all for coming out today. I'm glad to hear there's no intent to cut funding to youth sports. We appreciate hearing that. But sometimes intentions and expectations and outcomes can be 2 different things. And ultimately, the final decision, as you mentioned, rests in your guys' hands. That's why we're here tonight, to show our support and let you know that we will fight tooth and nail for our kids, and we hope you guys will too. Now, I'm glad you guys said that you haven't seen this budget, fully and truthfully, and that you're going to review it. And I hope that, the considerations, when you look at this budget, to continue to fund youth sports, which you guys have always done in the past, thank you for all that, you reflect on who's here today and understand that this is very important and deeply important for our community. With that, I'm glad you physically see us here tonight while reviewing this budget. As you look at every line item and every number, I hope you also think about the people sitting in this room, the kids, the families, the volunteers, and the community that depends on these programs. We're paying attention because this matters deeply to us. We hope that as you consider this budget, you remember that your sports truly brings to this town community, teamwork, discipline, and opportunities for our children. I had this whole speech written out, but based off what you guys said earlier and a couple conversations I had and heard your intent to continue to support youth sports in this community, I could pretty much throw like the first half of it out. So I'm just gonna go to the heartfelt portion so you guys can understand how important this is. And I hope that you do feel the same sentiments that we feel here today. I'm here tonight with my child who's part of some of these programs and who experiences firsthand what these types of decisions can mean in real life. I'm also here as a coach who sees himself as a parent figure to every player I coach. When you spend years with these kids, you care about their growth, their confidence, and the environment that they're growing up in. Sports and recreation programs are not just activities. They give kids structure, discipline, confidence, and a sense of belonging. They keep children active, engaged, and focused, and for many families, they're a positive outlet that helps keep kids on the right path out of trouble. Some families rely on township recreation resources and programs to be able to participate in sports at all, and changes in funding directly affect their ability to do so. We're also a volunteer-run program at Midtown. That's who I'm part of. I think I might have said that. Sorry if I sound nervous, guys. I'm not a public speaker by any stretch of the imagination. This is not a private entity. This is town property that volunteers work hard to maintain for the benefit of the community. We do not just coach. We mow the fields, we rake the leaves, we repair plumbing issues, maintain the sprinkler systems, and handle regular upkeep, all as volunteers. This is to keep costs down for enrollment, and so the money we receive can go directly towards helping operate the league and giving people opportunities to grow, compete, and play. Last year, our program was told to expect approximately $20,000 in support. When you look at that across the total municipal budget, that represents only a fraction of a percent, roughly around 0.04%. So it raises a simple question. When the numbers are that small in the context of the overall budget, why is there even uncertainty around sustaining it? Which it sounds like there won't be, which I'm very glad and happy to hear, and thank you if this actually comes to fruition. We're not asking for additional funding. All we're asking for is continued support so we can stay afloat and continue providing opportunities for children and families who rely on these programs.
I'm sorry, but your time is up. I apologize.
All right. Well, thank you for everything that you guys have done in the past.
Your daughters can speak. They have 4 minutes if they want to say anything that you may have missed. But first, welcome. Welcome. What's your name?
Hi, my name's Savannah Walenter.
What school you go to?
Linden. Thomas Jefferson Middle School.
And what sport do you play?
Softball.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if you guys didn't make any cuts or you are going to, why would you need to make the cuts?
Well, we're not going to make cuts to my knowledge. I don't think there's a member of this council that's going to cut youth sports. So I think we're on board there, and I appreciate what you're doing. And but in any budget, we have to discuss every department. So, we shake the tree everywhere, and we know what matters most. So, but it has to be looked at. That's our job. But I would believe that you're not going to have a problem.
Okay.
So, but if you want to continue talking, you do have 3 minutes.
Like my father said, we are your future. So don't forget with any sports or anything, always consider us and the future. So, yeah.
I'm hoping you find me a job, so I'm making sure. Thank you.
Mr. President?
Is there anybody else?
Council President, one question about the youth funding. Did we get the checks to the youth funding for 2025?
No, that's going to, after the budget, we're going to,
What does that have to do with the budget? We approved that budget last year. That's
you're right.
2025 budget.
Go ahead.
Friday, we have
Friday?
to send out the agreements that we just received, so
Paperwork.
that's required. Yeah, all the paperwork. So that's what we were waiting for, and so that'll be distributed on Friday. The checks will be on hand. We just need all the paperwork back.
Okay, thank you.
I know you're trying to sound like a hero right now, but we've been on board. You know what's going on.
No, we've been asking,
All right, okay,
And I
but
know,
you know what's going on.
Sonia's been working
Right?
on coming up
Okay.
with a whole new thing. So we've been doing this for a while, but I figure as long as they're here and they're talking about funding for next year, they probably wanted to hear about funding for this year.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, they want to hear about you passing the budget at 4.4%. That's what they want to hear. Anyway, anybody else? PBA, did you want to speak?
Thank you, Council President, members
Yes,
of the
welcome,
council.
please. And if you could, the mic is, for anybody next to you, you got to jack it up as high as you can, please, and speak as loud as you can. What you say does mean a lot, and it affects a lot. So please.
Thank you, Council President. My name is Michael Pipperato, and I proudly serve as the president for the Edison PBA, local number 75. I grew up here in Edison. My family still resides here, and this community will always mean a great deal to me and a place that I call home. Edison continues to be one of the most desirable communities in New Jersey because people feel safe and secure. They know that when they call 911, help will arrive quickly when they need it most. That confidence is built through years of commitment and investment in public safety. Having heard the mayor's proposed increase to the budget, I want to speak briefly in support of it. I believe the proposal is fiscally responsible and in the best interests of the township and its residents. Furthermore, it is my understanding that although it is an increase, it is below the average increase seen across the state for other municipalities. Like every municipality, Edison is facing rising operating costs, many of which are outside the township's control. Despite those challenges, the police department has continued to operate effectively, maintaining the level of service residents here have come to expect and deserve. The budget introduced tonight fully funds public safety here in Edison. Any further cuts would be detrimental to the level of service and protection residents currently receive. Tonight, on behalf of the dedicated public servants here this evening, I respectfully ask for continued support of the people and resources that help keep Edison safe, strong, and thriving. Thank you.
Council President, I'll only be a minute. You didn't have to reset.
You want us to restart, Mr. Buzz? We can
fine. You
restart
could've
the
set it
clock.
back- you could've set
Since
it
you're a
back at
senior
2.5.
member, you're not in the PBA, but you're an older member now, so that you're not.
I'm an older member, yes.
Yes, but again, we'll call it what you want, but thank you, welcome.
You're interrupting my time.
Yes.
Dan Boslett, 5B Center Street. I've been here my entire life. I was born in JFK Hospital. I haven't left. I am a sergeant of the police department here. I'm also the SOA president, and I'm president emeritus of the Edison Jets, which I'm very proud of. The budget that has been proposed.
And it's a point of order, just the microphone, please bring it closer. What you say means a lot.
The budget that has been proposed, as it's been explained to me and my colleagues, lets everyone live. Nobody gets hurt. The employees here live, the township residents live, and they live comfortably. The amount of this increase, because of the past increases, have been so low. I think we averaged around 2% the last 4 years. I live in town. I pay taxes in town. I notice my taxes have not gone up that much. To see a budget that's been proposed at less than the state average and everything still survives, I'm in for that. I think everybody else would be in for that. Trying to save every penny and hurt people's careers, hurt people's jobs, and reduce the amount of public safety that we have, emergency services, and youth sports, which is a passion of mine, is very important to me. I spent a lot of my adult life volunteering, and I still do, for kids' benefits. My kids have not been in jets for 5 years yet. I'm still involved. I want to see all these kids succeed. It takes your support for them to succeed. We do not survive without the money that we get. And we barely survive with the money that we get, but we're happy to get what we get. Please consider that it's very important for those programs to get it. It's very important to keep our public safety at the levels we're at. We have benefited from new hirees. We're still not where we need to be. I know the police department would like to have more guys. You start laying people off, we're going to be behind the eight ball even more. We want more hirees. We don't want layoffs. So consider this. With the amount that we're talking about, it's not a lot of money. From what I understand, it's average homeowner here is between $11 and $13 a month. I think most people in this room probably spend more at Starbucks every month than that. I don't care about $11 and $13 a month if we keep our town safe, keep our town funded. Thank you for your time.
Council President?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I just go back to where we started at the beginning was, where did this rumor start? I mean, Boz, he just said that after going through stuff and hearing all of this, and he heard this. I'm wondering where did Boz hear that rumor from?
Sure. Well, I recommend when you're done, we can circle the crowd and have
I'm
a
sorry,
conversation.
He had 45 seconds left. Okay.
Okay,
I'm
well,
sorry.
I mean, if you don't mind, as a courtesy, I don't want to question a discussion. I think, as most of you know, as I mentioned at the beginning of this meeting, we had discussions about every single department, and that's something we're responsible to do. You can look at any questions we may have had through public information by emails. Asaf had a bunch of questions that were great questions. Ajay did, Rich did. So that's what our job is. So if you heard a rumor through us having conversations with the mayor and administration about a department or all departments, it's true. That's what we have to do. This council also has the opportunity to increase the budget if we feel. I don't think it's ever been done, but we know your pain. So I just want to move forward to the next speaker. This is for public open comment. And I just want to make sure I finish my police and fire personnel, to make sure I got any union representation that was here, that was waiting for a while, that can speak for a group. Because you do not have to stay once your union speaks for you. You can stay for the whole meeting, but it's not necessary. Sir, please, no one else raised their hand? Okay, please, come up. Oh, yeah, you raise your hand. For this gentleman in the green shirt, he had his hand up before. He's been coming, thank you.
I'm Kulbinder Dhamija, 10 Sturgis Road.
Welcome.
Thank you. I was here last meeting also. And I have I just want to mention, that we have been all, saying that we should keep all the employees employed, give raise due. What about the service part? Do the residents expect some decent service also from the township? Or should we be okay with what we get? And I'll give a reason for my saying that. I wanted to I requested for a permit for my house to renovate a room, and I'm not very familiar with the process. So I went there, and they say, go hire some licensed people to do it. And I said, I don't have the money. What money I have to do it myself. And so I asked them, can somebody help me how to fill the permit? And I was told, no, figure it out. And they wanted me to, they asked the information about the house, what is there. And I asked them that, can I have the drawings? The house was constructed in 2003, not very old. They say, we don't have. I say, what do you do with them? They say, we throw it away. Very nice. So you throw away something which somebody may need. Somebody can digitize those things. See, old times are gone. If you are living in old times, please shake up. And, get up and shake up yourself and sit down. You can't be doing what you were doing 50 years back, 30 years back, even 10 years back. Yeah. And so I am at a point, I don't know how to proceed now. Without drawings, they will not take my application. And I'm giving you numbers now. I asked somebody for renovation. The person said $60,000 for renovation of a bathroom and a closet. And I can do in below 20,000. And I say, when you come for inspection, you see everything. I don't have drawings, so I can't give you all details. But when you come for inspection, anything wrong, don't pass it. Or help me through the process. And I'll tell them, I'm going to give you this application, come to you, you give me your observations, and it will go on unless you pass it. Or somebody can help me. I spend 10, 20 minutes, and I get a permit, and I start working. I don't know how it goes, but I'm going to keep on this unless they give me a permit. And I won't go to a licensed person because that is very expensive.
What I could do, two members here, Councilman Patil and Patel, I think we can make a connection to the council. Maybe even right after this meeting. I don't know if they're running out for another meeting, but please stay.
Sure.
Perhaps it could be a short communication, and if there's something we could do to expedite some assistance of any miscommunication or misunderstanding,
Sure.
I think they're the perfect two to help you with that.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'll meet you.
No, it's our pleasure, and I'm sorry that it is a challenging department for the first time to go in there.
And also, I told them I'm prepared to pay. If there's a process, where I can get paid time for a half an hour, 20 minutes,
No.
I'm prepared to pay for the
No,
money
you don't
for
have to
that.
pay them anything, but you can come
Sure,
and
I'll give them bottle of
you can
beer,
come.
of course.
You can come in and support the council raise next year if you'd like.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay, great.
I have some time, so I'll quickly go over.
No, it's great. Yeah, you still have 35 seconds left, sir.
Yeah. So from the previous meeting, there were 2 line items, which I went home and did.
Yeah.
One was there was a request for asking for a printer. It's line item 242 from last time. They're asking for a printer for recreation department and $25,000. I thought it's going to be something big, some machine for printing. And I went to the office. I asked them. They're asking for a Ricoh copier. They gave me the number. I put in my phone. The price was $5,000. And they're asking $25,000. I says, for what? They say for training and paper. I said, training on a printer, on a copier, and the cost goes 5 times. Why should they even buy a printer of $25,000?
Your time is up. We can discuss that further. Our stuff is by contract, but if you think there's a cheaper number out there, we're open to discuss that. But there could be some confusion, the number you see on the paper and the contractual obligation of the service agreement we have with that printer. We do the same thing every year, but we can definitely respond to you by email on that subject separately. Thank you for coming. Any other members of the public?
Council President.
Ms. Tar, you speak. Okay. And those who are leaving or staying, I thank you for coming. It does mean a lot that you're here today representing your teams or your unions in public safety, fire, police, or EMS. But I'm not disappointed if you decide to want to leave. I'm not at all disappointed, but if you do want to speak, you're more than welcome to continue speaking. You each have 4 minutes. Welcome.
Hi, Lois.
Sorry, Mr.
52 Reeder Road, Edison, New Jersey.
And just for the people listening, what you say is important. Can you please speak loud and clear to the
I
microphone?
guess I'll have to talk louder than this. Is this
That's
loud?
fine.
I have to use my old
Thank
teacher
you.
voice. Lois Tar, 52 Reeder Road, Edison, New Jersey. I'm Vice Chair of the Cultural Arts Commission. I'd like to thank the council for approving the reappointment of 2 of the members of the Cultural Arts Commission, Don Tar and Diana Jaffe, and also the new appointment of Tony Resigliano. They'll be good additions to the commission. But I also want to talk to you about attrition. You said no one in the fire or the police department is going to lose their jobs. But there's also a concern about attrition and losing personnel through attrition. Every time there is a reduction in the force through attrition, it puts police and fire lives in danger. So I'd hope that when you look through the budget, you make sure that they're not accounting that as a way to balance the budget. Thank you.
No, thank you. That means a lot. We appreciate your time. Yep. Ms. Conway? So I'll get right to you, Ms. Smith. I'm sorry, sir, in the back there with your phone. I'm sorry I skipped you. I'll get to you next.
Elizabeth Conway, 20 Netherwood Circle. One thing that we have to remember is that
We are a service organization. We provide various services, thank you, for our district, our township, whether it be fire, police, administration, EMS. They are all important, and they're important to everybody. But when you look at the budget, you can't eliminate that because that's what the public knows. We need to be able to reach out to you, ask questions, ask for help, and you respond. So therefore, when you're looking, that should not be one of the places to look. I'm sure there's other things that you can go through line by line and find, well, maybe we can hold off on something like that. Everybody's worried about money coming in, and as a retired person, I don't get a 4% increase, so that's okay. It's worth it to have the protection to know that I can pick up the phone and get answers from either our police department, our fire department, or any of the above. But we also have to remember our youth and the organizations. For them to come here tonight, please keep us in mind. As the young lady said, they are our future. We need to give them proper, positive things to do. And if we're lacking, shame on us. So please, when you're taking the time and moving forward with this budget, just keep those things in mind. We do our services and we provide for our youth. And the only other thing I'd like to ask, I had a question about Nixle. The other day, our development couldn't even get out onto Inman Avenue. It was at like 7 o'clock in the morning. And it was, the line going toward Grove was all the way back to Featherbed Lane. And it was scary because we didn't know what was going on. And we did not get a Nixle. And we normally get 2. The original Nixle, and then now there's a second. I don't know whether we call that Nixle or that comes by a different name, but they're 2 separate numbers. So I was able to call the town, and someone did get back to me and let me know it was the gates at the train tracks that got stuck down, and it was down for quite a while. And my section of town was really awful. My husband normally takes my grandsons to school, which is right over the border in South Plainfield, and it took him over an hour to get there that morning because of it. He luckily followed a school bus, and they kind of knew the ins and outs of how to get around. But it was kind of scary. So I don't know what Nixle is, but it does provide a service of let's not go down that block today because they're doing something. And when something like this happened, it was truly scary the other day. So if you could explain who is actually Nixle or Nixle's partner, so this way we can keep track of what's going on, and hopefully they can do something about those guardrails going up and down. It does happen every once in a while. I wish there was a different way we could utilize going cross tracks because that section from where Shamrock and down and Tingley up, you can really get stuck in those areas if you need to get out of there. Thank you.
Thank you. Sonia, remind me, Nixle was phased out and everybody should have been ported over to the new app, right, automatically? I mean, I got the alerts that she's talking about, so.
So you're talking about Everbridge? Yes, Everbridge
Yeah.
is the new
Right,
system.
but she seems to say that she didn't, I remember getting those alerts in the morning that she's talking about on Inman. But she said she didn't get them.
For Everbridge or Nixle?
Neither.
They need to go on and sign on to Everbridge, but if she signed on to Nixle, it should have transposed over to Everbridge.
Did you get any recently? Maybe it was a glitch?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Anyone else? Come on up, Joel.
Thank you, Joel Bassoff, Beach Lane, Edison.
You're recognized.
I'd like to get a commitment from the council and from the administration going forward for transparency and for adherence to statutory deadlines. We just saw tonight the consequences of what happens when deadlines are missed and when there's a lack of transparency. When a budget deadline is missed and the public doesn't have access to the budget, next thing you know, that all sorts of rumors and innuendo go around, and we had a room full of people that were needlessly put in fear of their jobs, dedicated public servants that had to worry if their positions were being cut. We had a room full of sports league families, kids and parents who were concerned that the funding for the youth activities would be cut. And if it's true that the budget that's been proposed doesn't cut any of that, then people were put through a lot of needless angst, and that shouldn't happen. I mean, the public did its part by coming forward and coming here, making their opinions known. It's really for the administration and for the council to do its part by following local finance law and for meeting deadlines. In particular, I was kind of dismayed that it's bad enough that when members of the public went to the township website to see what was being proposed for the budget, the only thing that was on the site with the agenda was the one-page summary sheet of revenues and appropriations. Why didn't we have access to the budget? You know, that there's a concept of crowdsourcing where you can benefit if you put a problem out to the public, if you open it up to everybody's opinion, you get better input, better information, and it makes it easier for you to make your decisions. So why wouldn't you want that? In terms of transparency, another demonstration that we just had tonight of an egregious lack of transparency is that the council went into closed session for no legitimate reason. The only thing we heard is that someone wanted some legal advice. Well, I've got a copy of the Open Public Meetings Act. That's not a justification for going into closed session. The whole purpose of a public meeting, including a work session, is that if there are issues that have to be thrashed out and that affect the public, you do it openly and transparently. So I hope we won't see any violations of the Open Public Meetings Act again. But can we get a commitment that going forward, at the very least, that the budget deadlines that are in state law will be adhered to? Because we were supposed to have an adopted final budget at the previous meeting, and at this point, we're nowhere close to that. So there's still a lot of work to be done. So can we get that commitment? I'm sorry that the president of the council isn't here to share in that commitment, but would everyone else commit to working together to hold the administration's feet to the fire to make sure that the deadlines that are in the law are adhered to so that going forward, nobody is made afraid needlessly? That's my question.
Okay, I'll go to Sonia. Do you think we could get the 2027 budget on time next year?
The budget was discussed with the council president and council members within the time frame as Mr. Bassoff discussed. It is up to the council now to, it's the council's budget now, so it's up to you and to adopt it now that you've introduced it.
Can we get it a little bit earlier next year? I mean, I'd like to satisfy our resident.
We've had it early. It was just there and for your review and acceptance. And obviously tonight was the night that you all decided to introduce it. And then you're looking at a July adoption. So that's something the administration doesn't have control over.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Council Vice President, just
ahead.
a quick little history. Anybody that's been here probably as long as me. The Tars probably know. There was a period that we had, I think, under Resigliano, where the council tried to force Resigliano to put her budget out. And in doing so, there was this appropriations that we did, and they were holding up the appropriations, and like the entire town got furloughed or laid off. So we didn't have employees working. I mean, I believe police and fire probably still work, but the rest of the town got laid off for like a week. And if it wasn't Resigliano, it was June Choi then. But there was a time when employees all got laid off in the township. So for the township for the council to force that, like, it's kind of an extreme measure, which had a lot more people than we had here today back then. You know, that was the entire township then. So the administration, you know, they try and get it to us, and then we have to have time to review it, as you heard tonight. And the process, I guess, takes time. It's probably not what you wanted to hear, though, but that would be a council vice president, since you started off.
Yeah, thank you, Councilman Brescher. I'll apologize that you did not get as good a review as the budget as some of the members of the public tonight.
Yes, they knew a lot more than I did, but I'm only a councilman.
Right here. Hey. All right.
Can you hear me? Yes.
Yes, you're recognized.
Thank you. I'm begging the council president that I don't use my name right now because I want to discuss something about domestic violence.
Sure, no problem.
Working,
You don't have,
You know
you
who
don't
I am.
have to, no one has to.
I have worked in the past several years with domestic violence. And as a result, I've worked with a lot of the police officers in this town. I have to tell you, 100% of the time, these officers have been magnificent, working with the underbelly of our society. And there is more domestic violence in this town, and I'm sure in others, but in this town than you would care to know. The stories are unbelievable, and these officers go to these homes, and they'll tell you it's probably one of the most dangerous assignments that they have. And if they don't go in pairs, it makes it that much more dangerous for the victim and for the police officer. So, you know, if we lose any police and they have to go in by themselves, it makes it that much more violent or that much more dangerous. So I urge you, we not only need to keep our officers, even those through attrition we need to keep, but we need to add. So I just want to commend them. You know, they're not here, but I tell them all the time. They're just wonderful. On another note, I just wanted to ask, and I know Elizabeth Conway asked this last time, what's going on in Inman and Grove Shopping Center? What is that store going to be? Does anybody know? Crickets.
Wait a minute. To the administration, have you heard anything yet?
You know?
We've not. We'd actually just circulated a similar question as to what, you know, what's pending.
At this time, we don't have an answer. I believe there was an exchange of ownership, potentially, in the past, someone mentioned, but I don't have a current tenant. And that's what you're looking for.
Yeah, is there going to be a time that we know? I mean, it's just an anchor store and it's important, so I just thought
Yeah.
maybe somebody had a clue.
I think, you know, what you'll find is a lot of malls who wait, they hold and wait, is they're waiting for a Class A tenant to move in there because that changes the value of their property. If Trader Joe's moves in, it's a game changer for them. So I would think they're aggressively looking. I mean, I don't think they're looking to just settle for a smaller tenant grocery store. A name brand helps a lot of things, plus it just gives value to selling the mall with a Class A tenant. So I'm thinking that's their plan. Maybe they're not. Maybe they're losing on all fronts, but I don't have a contact with them. I'm sorry, but it's a great question.
Yeah, thank you.
When we hire an economic development person, maybe that we can also do that too. Thank you. Anybody else that wanted to speak that hadn't had a chance to speak before? Sure. I'm sorry, sir, that you didn't get called on. I went outside. I apologize.
Not a problem. Thank you.
And if you could, your name and address and pull the mic as close as you can to yourself so we can hear you.
Sergil Mansouri. Okay, better?
Yep.
Decent, all right. Address, Waldman Avenue, Edison, New Jersey. Just wanted to quickly highlight a few things. So we actually, myself and members of my community actually just found out that the budget was actually going to be presented today. That would affect our emergency services, our police department, our fire department. And so just as something that may have happened outside of Edison, but still, I think important regardless. A few days ago, or not even a few days ago, probably like 2 days ago, there was a shooting that happened in San Diego, in the like an Islamic center in San Diego. And the very first people that came on site was actually the police department that allowed that community to feel would feel safe. Then the second department were the emergency services, and the third was the fire department. Just as a member of Edison, anything they need to kind of ensure that they can operate on the same level that they have, we're just for. That's all I want to say.
Hey, thank you, and very important. Thank you. Any of the members of the public that did not get a chance to speak would like to speak? Sir, your time is up, and I apologize. Any of the members that did not speak that would like to speak? Seeing none, can I have a motion? Well, first, we're going to move forward on the agenda. I apologize. Are we doing any of the part of the work session on here? No, we're not. We didn't have. Yeah, motion to close the public.
Motion to close.
Yep, second.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, we got our points of light. Saturday, May 23rd is Memorial Day Parade at 12 o'clock noon. Starts at Lindenall School. Friday, June 5th is the 43rd Annual Law Enforcement Torch Run at 12:30 at the Edison Police Memorial. Any other council members that would like to add a point of light? Okay, hearing none. For discussion items, I'm going to start with Councilwoman Kelly Dima.
I actually have my animal shelter
Thank you.
report that I know
Sure.
people look forward to hearing.
Fine, absolutely, people love it.
I look
So-
forward to it.
The chicken is still there.
Talk?
No, the chicken.
Oh, the chicken.
The chicken. So adoptions, 15 cats, 2 dogs. Oh, and somebody adopted the chicken. Reclaimed 4 cats and 18 dogs, and currently in the shelter are 11 dogs and 31 cats. So we're looking good.
Fantastic. I'll just move down. Council Vice President? Any discussion?
None at the time.
Councilmember Patel?
Yes, Council President. So a few things. One of the discussion item I have is for, Council President, you can answer or Sonia can answer, is I sent an email out. There was a resolution that was tabled before a couple of years for shared services for Woodrow Wilson Field because they had a gym construction going on at that time. So I think Sonia forwarded to you. When can we bring that back in the council agenda?
Repeat the question one more time, I'm sorry.
So it was a resolution for shared services for Woodrow Wilson Turf Field. So I think Councilman Patil, you also remember that it was tabled because.
I think I'd go to the BA. Did you have it? Are you aware of this? Are you aware of this shared service agreement?
I believe there was one pending, and
Right.
it's up to the council if they want to put it on the agenda.
Okay, I apologize. I did not speak to Councilmember Patil about it, but please send it to me.
Okay, I'll resend to you again.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, and other thing is, with the taxes and all these things going on, one of the things, whether it's a board of ed tax, like Councilman Brescher also mentioned last time to a resident, whether it's a board of ed tax or a township tax, end of the day, we are all Edison taxpayers. So anything that goes up, and it affects any taxpayer. Any reduction in any area, any saving is a saving for a taxpayer. So that being said, this thing, Talmadge Road property that Board of Ed is trying to purchase. So if there is a way, township or council can, pass a resolution for having a shared services for a very long-term debt on that, for them to borrow. Township don't pay for it, the Board of Ed can pay for it, but doing a long-term debt service, that may free up the cash flow and reduce some interest rate that they may be paying. So something to look on. I will follow up with an email. So it's too early to decide right now, but I follow with an email. So something to look on that area. Whatever that together, if it saves Edison taxpayers money. And yeah, I think that's it I have.
Thank you. Thank you. Councilmember Patil?
So we are on the discussion items?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Council President. The first one is Bamboo Ordinance. I received several complaints. There are litigations as well. I just received one more email. So request to this council, and all of you can chime in, whoever wants to.
Councilmember, I just want to interrupt. I have heard, at the same time, I think we're receiving the same emails. I already requested Mr. Renone to put that on the agenda, to have it pulled, to have that ordinance pulled. I did want to discuss it with members of the council, but I did get the same email. I did act on it, so maybe it will be seen at the next meeting.
Okay, so we are planning to undo the ordinance that was passed.
We can pull it and put it and leave it as its original condition, or we can amend it. But
Okay, perfect.
pulling it gives us time. We'll play with it later. Right now, it's
Understood. Okay, perfect. That does, give some
sorry,
relief.
I didn't mean to interrupt you there.
Right. But in between, if somebody has a summons or notices, we need to make sure that the message goes out and it stays, it doesn't continue the litigation or
Yes.
anything, right? Next one is survey ordinance. I'm really keen to understand. I saw if someone wants to build a deck or a very small pathway or walkway, I think our current application says that within 10 years, the survey has to be latest greatest when they apply. And in fact, I did visit one of the residents. He purchased the property, I think 15 years ago. There was no improvement that was done, but he's forced to spend $1,000. So if there is a way for us to check one or the other way, you can use the Google Earth or physical visit. That will help to relieve the need of the survey. Again, this is a question to Sonia, and I will send a detailed email on this because this is something, I don't think we have any ordinance per se, but we did put that in the application, and that is causing a problem for the resident. Road paving, Baltic Avenue. In fact, I brought this several times. And again, I'm talking about a very small patch that's right from Grove to Oak Tree that has been left out for the last 4 or 5 years. It's probably 100, 200 feet. But if you go today, you will see that there are dozens of potholes. When reporting 1 or 2 potholes, I get it, but reporting the entire street is a problem. If there is a way for you to pave in this schedule, it will be helpful. Oak Tree Crossing, and this is something we were talking about, the pedestrian crossing, this council approved, and thank you, I said that this is a good investment. However, Oak Tree Road is the county road, and is there a way that the administration can send some sort of a communication to our commissioners to look at the crossings on Oak Tree Road, especially if you look at the YMCA? The 2 or 3 Elmire Road intersection on Oak Tree Road, Ventnor Drive on Oak Tree Road. These are the crossings before the street signal comes in. And even though speed limit is 35, people are driving literally at 45 to 50 miles an hour. And there are bus stops around that. And the kids are walking to YMCA, and that's kind of a dangerous spot there. So if somebody can look at that. I'll skip, next couple of things, but I'll come back on cricket field and permits. Not sure what's happening. So many people are reaching out about the cricket permits. I think, sir, you reported that somebody's paying on John Adams. This is possibly because the permits are not allocated to the teams, and they are playing wherever they can find a spot and started doing that. I don't know where it stands. Is it with the township or it is with the board of ed? But we need to come out with some clear message saying where it stands and what needs to be done there. Can you please find out on that as well? And the last one is engineering inspection of road works. Again, this is Brian. I will send an email with some pictures. The roads, they were paved, I believe, 2 or 3 years ago. cracks now, several places. And again, this is something residents reported, and probably we might have to go back and revisit. And if we have a way to get those fixed, or if we have any warranty guarantee from the contractor, that needs to be looked in. That's it. Thank you, Council President.
Thank you. Councilmember Shmuel?
None at this time, thank you.
Okay, thank you. And I don't have anything on my agenda, so I don't have anything to discuss. I have stuff written here, as I've done in the past, but the administration has discussed that with us. And as far as the sewer and water, we had a separate meeting with them, which was really good, and we appreciate the updates on what the sewer and water department gave us. Thank you for that hard work. I did miss council committees. I do apologize. I'm just going to, I'm sorry. From my right, first discussion items, Councilmember Brescher. I purposely had to go last just because you always go first, and I know it's a lot of pressure for you sometimes.
I would hope you show me the same respect and allow me to vote last at some time. Sometime.
Well,
in all these years,
it's
sometime.
tradition. It's tradition that you
one question.
I let you comment last all the time. So go ahead. I'm sorry.
And it seems like it's kind of resolved, but maybe Sonia could look into the pickleball people that were here, and they were talking about the Jets field and all of that. They make. So my understanding was we were having like tennis and all this stuff in there, right? I didn't realize that then we had this removable turf top thing on it, which then goes to ask is, why do we need to pull it up? Can't we pull plugs out of the turf field, right? Like a plug for the pipes for the tennis court, so that you pull the plugs out, right? You put the pipes in. They play tennis on the turf field. The cheerleaders, you put the mats on the turf field. So the turf field is the actual, your actual flooring, let's say, and everything can be done on it. And then you don't have to remove it. You're talking about just taking some plugs. And the manufacturer will probably have a detail. I mean, it's not going to be free, right? But I don't think it's going to cost us another $1 million. If you could maybe have somebody look into that, might help.
Sure. Thank you.
That was it.
Okay. Did I miss anybody? Okay. Look at this. Oh, my God. Can I ask for a motion to adjourn, Councilman Brescher?
No.
Yes.
Motion to adjourn.
Have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
This meeting is end at 8:32. Thank you.
I have.